Excuse me. Mr. President? Hi. I don't mean to bother you. I'm a black person in America. I don't know if you remember me. I just wanted to say, what you promised us. I mean, we stood in line for you, risking COVID just to vote for you, and that was okay. We did it. We voted for you because you promised us. And then, hey Joe, you promised us reparations, and 4 months later, we're still waiting. And, our payments are long overdue. Don't want to pressure you. I know you're dealing with a lot of things, Joe. I understand it, but just wondered what happened. Hey, Joe, you promised to update the Voting Rights Act, and that hasn't changed yet. They're still killing us and stopping us from voting, so if you could just get to that. No, I know you didn't tell us to drink bleach. You didn't say we were bastards, but we're just wondering that list you promised us. Oh, and the shortage of it, I wish you hadn't shortened it, Joe. Hey, Joe. Me, Joe. What you doing, Joe? I know nobody wants to say anything to you because they say you're not as loud as the other one, but hey, Joe! It's the black folks out here. Did you forget us? Because we sacrificed a whole lot for you. A whole fucking lot for you. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Are you there? Joe?
Well, that was great. But the last question, is he there?
Yeah.
I mean, is he all there? Or
I don't know.
Is he 80% of the way there? 50%, but as you mentioned, he's had like 4 months now of not being Trump. So everybody's giving him a lot of leeway because he's not Trump.
Yeah.
That we know. He's definitely not Trump.
No.
But anyway, welcome. We're Epstein and Hassan, the Black and the Jew, and we're going to bring you the news now. And before we bring you the news tonight, doing a special investigative report on Joe Biden and the blacks is my beautiful partner, Naima Hassan. And can we hit it? Good evening, we're Epstein and Hassan, and this is Dirty Truth Teller, investigative reporter, Naima Hassan.
Now, black people have nothing to show for Biden's presidency, despite turning out in droves to put him in office. That's right, turning out in droves. You see, if the Republicans are seen as the only enemy, then we've already lost. Who made that great quote? Who is the person that we're talking about this article?
This article is based on a report from Margaret Kimberly
That's
in
right.
Black Agenda Report.
That's right.
Where you get the black news unfiltered.
All right, so this is not some person that doesn't have an inside view on and what's actually happening, and I'm just going to give you the facts.
And before you do that, this is the black view. This isn't the view of the black who wants a seat at the table view, so they sell out view.
She don't want a seat at the table.
This is not the black, we want to, kumbaya view.
Yeah.
This is the black view.
This is not the black that says when they go low, we go high.
Right.
Okay?
No, that was a different black.
She ain't that black. No.
She's a very rich black.
Yeah.
60 million from Netflix alone.
Yes.
But carry on with the news.
Okay. Again, she says, if the Republicans are seen as the only enemy, then we've lost already. Joe Biden has yet to make good on any campaign promises he'd made to the voters. The $2,000 stimulus became just $1,400. There is no minimum wage increase. He promised a public option for the Affordable Care Act, but now says that isn't going to happen.
Can't happen. Sorry.
It's not going to happen. He is cutting back on his infrastructure. What is that word?
You're almost that. Infrastructure.
Infrastructure initiative, the American Jobs Act, to placate Republicans and right-wing Democrats. I can't even get that out my mouth. Right-wing Democrats. That sounds like dry water. Biden said he supported a $10,000 in student loan relief, only to back away from that, too. The House of Representatives recently approved $1.9 billion for the Capitol Police Force, an unnecessary sum of money that will be used to keep out the left and not Trump dead enders. Biden says his hands are tied.
So, I'm not black, but I do follow.
No.
I do, follow the news, and
Yes.
I do. From time to time, drill a black woman. Thank you very much. But, what you're saying here and what Margaret Kimberly was saying is that Biden so far has not come through on any of his promises.
Not a
and
damn
she didn't
one.
even mention a few other things. Now, yes, they are giving all that money to the Capitol Police because, but Biden has not done anything about voting rights.
Nope.
He's not done anything about getting police departments to behave themselves.
Nope, they're still doing stuff to black people.
In terms of foreign
It's
policy, he's, saber rattling with Russia. He's saber rattling with China. He is putting a lot more pressure on Venezuela and Cuba with sanctions. He had an opportunity when he first became president to just get right back into the Iran agreement that Trump got out of. He didn't do it.
Nope.
He only seems to have patience for the two great American friends, Saudi Arabia and Israel. There he's much more patient, but in terms of his other world stuff that he's doing, in other words, if you buy trillions of dollars from, or billions of dollars worth of war stuff from the United States, armaments, then he's kind of cool with you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but in terms of black people in general, plus poor people in general, he's done absolutely nothing. Everything that he did so far was like a tease that he knew that he doesn't have control of the even though the Democrats should have control of the Senate. Joe Manchin has control of the Senate. One man, a senator from where is he from? From West Virginia. He has more power than anyone else in the United States.
Unbelievable.
But Biden could fuck with him if you really wanted to pressure. You could put a lot of pressure on Manchin to come along. Now, if they don't get rid of the filibuster, another thing, we will definitely have a fascist country with an openly fascist Republican Congress in 2022, and a Republican president in 2024. Biden needs to expand the Supreme Court. Biden needs to do things. This thing that they want bipartisanship, Hassan, it's not going to work. I'm very pro-bi. Like, I'm pro-bisexual, I'm pro-bilingual.
You're just a pro-motherfucker.
I'm pro-bi, but not when it comes to bipartisanship. You can't be bipartisan with Nazis.
I'm not bi when it comes to that. No.
Not bi. We're not buying
We're not
that.
buying it. We're not bi.
And Joe, we know that you say all the right things, and when I touched your hair, he's been touching girls' hair again, and all the little
You need to stop doing that
all the
bullshit.
little Joe stuff.
Yeah.
We'll even let you touch some people's hair, but Joe, you gotta get there's people are really struggling in the United States, and in the end of June, the housing
and no one's even discussing that.
The moratorium on people's mortgages and rents
They're
is
gonna
over.
throw people out.
It's over, and the Koch brothers have bought up the whole country. That's the idea: steal everybody's houses, throw everybody into the street, and the rich keep getting richer and richer. Now, Biden also going to no relief for college debt. He was promising little, 10,000. Now it's nothing.
Yeah.
He kind of slid that out.
Yeah, but look what you're saying. He's not going to give any college funds, right?
Relief on college
funds,
debt.
right? People are going to have to pay now their rent, which they don't have. And let's not even think about the hospital bills that are coming in.
Right.
Because hospitals are suing people,
Right, because during a pandemic, we can't get any universal health coverage in the United States.
Yeah.
So this is the problem. We got very excited because we won the Democrats got the two Georgia seats, and that was supposed to give the Democrats control of the Senate and the Congress, and we were going to be able to push through an infrastructure bill and all these, and nothing is happening. Nothing. So what did they give us 24/7? That lunatic, I won't even say her name, that crazy QAnon congresswoman, she is the best thing that could happen to Biden because she's a distraction.
They love her.
We shouldn't even mention her. She should not even on the news. What we need on the news is, why isn't there a minimum wage? You want to know why people aren't going back to work? You know, the slaves, the gig workers.
Yes.
You know why? Because why go back to work? You're making more money on the 300. Now, if 300 is more money than you were making at your job, that can't be. And Joe Biden he thinks he's FDR. You're not FDR. You know who you are? You're just another version of Obama.
Another John
big
Wayne.
talker.
I told you, he's John
big talker,
Wayne.
and you're not delivering anything.
No, he's John Wayne. I'm telling you, if you could give him a cowboy hat and a fucking gun, he's John Wayne.
So Joe.
Yeah.
Hey Joe. And that was great. Hey Joe, that was a Jimi Hendrix tune. Remember that?
Yeah.
Hey Joe. What was Hendrix saying?
He shot his woman.
He
said he shot the woman.
Joe was shooting his woman. Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
Joe Biden, I don't know if too much shooting is coming.
I think Quincy Jones did one. Killer Joe.
But that's not Hey Joe. You said Hey Joe.
I said Hey Joe.
You said Hey
Mean
Joe.
Joe.
Mean Joe was Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green.
Hey Joe.
Hey Joe.
The Jimi Hendrix reference.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I'm just going by the Joe, baby.
You
Joe.
You weren't referencing Jimi Hendrix. I was like, wow, you're referencing Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our investigative. So far, I know AOC said that Joe is doing a great job. You know, AOC, by the way, voted. She didn't vote on the 1.9 billion. I have to give Ilhan Omar some credit because she voted against it. If you're going to say you don't want to raise police funding, then that includes the Capitol Police. But it's interesting that since the Capitol Police protect Congress people, a number of progressives, you know what they did? They didn't vote. They did the Obama thing.
Yeah.
When you don't vote yes, you don't vote no, you vote present, which is a pussy way. Vote. So anyway, Joe, so far the Dirty Truth Tellers, Epstein and Hassan, are giving you a D for your first few months. It would be an F, but we're going to hold back because we're still going to trust you a little bit. And I mean very, very little, but that's where we are.
And the thing is, we pay a price for putting this out here. We're called many types of things, aren't we?
Well, last show that we put up was very interesting, Hassan, and I'm glad you mentioned that because we were talking about a couple of shows ago that Andrew Yang, who's running for mayor in New York, when he ran for president, he had a platform that included that he doesn't believe in circumcision.
Right.
And, you know, we basically put it up. We said, will Andrew Yang eliminate circumcision in New York City? More or less just as a throwaway because, you know, to catch people's attention with the circumcision. Well, we got a bunch of people, actually, who were not subscribers or listeners to our show, but because we list our email on our blackandthejew.com, we got a few emails, and one in particular was really wonderful because I have been called a self-hating Jew many times in my life. Many times.
You can't even count them, can you?
Well, I could count them, but
No,
it's enough.
No,
you know, I've been called a self-hating Jew when I was a young kid because I had a black friend play with me in the backyard. You know, and then people in my neighborhood didn't want blacks in the backyard.
Yeah, bring them the value of your house.
I married a black woman.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been called a self-hating Jew by relatives because, you know, I was called a self-hating Jew in the Jewish newspaper, The Forward.
That's right.
They reviewed our show and said that the show, you know, was bordering on anti-Semitic and a self-hating Jew. And now this guy he watches this show, not this one that you're watching, but he saw it on YouTube, which is interesting because we put circumcision in the title, and I guess algorithms, if people are interested in, I don't know how that works actually. If I knew, I'd be doing it all the time.
Yeah.
But it brought people to the show that have some kind of issue with circumcision.
Yes.
Now, why am I self-hating Jew? Because in the show I said that instead of doctors, a rabbi was shaking hands comes in and cuts you. And I was like, and I was thinking, who started this? So this guy who claims to be, obviously an Orthodox Jew, he told me that I'm self-hating, that this is one of the most important things in the Jewish faith, that on the 8th day, now I even know that, I didn't know, it's on the 8th day that you cut the dick, because this brings the Jew in, makes like a lineage of Jews, like, going back in time, Jews that had their cocks cut, in a barbaric, torturous thing, in a party circumstance. This connects you with all the other Jews who also had their cocks, And I, in the 80s, I was in some S&M clubs. I saw certain guys getting their cocks whipped. I don't know if they were Jewish or not, but, it's a kind of a lineage of cock torture.
Well, how did you connect that to that?
Because I believe circumcision is cock torture. I don't believe that it's, I don't know who came up with this idea. You know what's interesting about religious people? They're always claiming that God does everything 100% right. Correct? Yeah. Well, why did God put a piece of shit on there if you didn't need it? Right? Like, who made that decision? And that was made like thousands of years ago. Some guys decide, let's cut these guys.
Maybe God just couldn't make up his mind.
Or maybe it was some woman hater. Yeah. A lesbian that hates men's penises. Not that all lesbians, don't start writing me on that. I didn't mean that all lesbians hate men's penises.
The point is, it's not, women get that shit done to their bodies too.
Yeah, it's in Africa, they give women circumcision, and the whole world fights that.
Yeah.
Why aren't we fighting this?
Yeah.
So this guy tells me that I'm a self-hating Jew and an anti-Semite.
Epstein. Great question.
Because obviously a lot of men are interested in circumcision based on the amount of letters I got.
You think
some were pro, by the
it?
way. Some were pro, that they thought that we get a good service, and they hope Andrew Yang. One guy said that he hopes Andrew Yang succeeds to stop this. But it was the Jewish thing, because I'm really tired of Jews who judge other Jews by calling and use terms like self-hating and I'm anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic, because I think that there's something wrong, and I'm going to go on record now, because now I'm going to go, because I'm going to use circumcision again in the title. I think that circumcision is, there's a lot of debate now. Years ago, they said it was better for cleanliness and stuff like that, but there are now doctors who are saying the opposite thing. So my feeling is that this is something that should be up to the male. If you want, when you're like 17 or 18, to have
that... But then it's too late. The skin is old.
Well, then you really want it. Then you really want it.
Then it's too late.
8 days in, why torture a little baby?
Then it's too late.
Why torture? You know what kind of psychological... Just imagine, you have no ability to understand things, right? Because you're a baby. Right? You have no language skills.
Somebody's holding you, right?
You get somebody's holding you. It's usually a man who's holding you. And the next thing you know, your dick is being ripped apart. Now, that may stop a lot of men from being gay, because they might have a thing in their minds that if a man holds you, the next thing your dick is ripped off. This could be in people's minds.
No, that is in no one's mind.
It could be, is what I'm saying.
That is in no one's mind.
Now, nobody, unless a baby wants this operation, I think it should be up to the baby.
Well, I think, first of all, if you choose to have that religious path, you kind of got to know that's coming in there. So obviously the parents want their child to have this.
It's a big thing with Jews that we don't even have, very few Jews don't have their children circumcised. Almost everybody goes for that, even people who aren't religious at all. It's just something that, it's sort of like, a lot of things in our society where you get a consensus and then you do it. You just accept what. For some reason, Jews don't like to challenge this particular thing. But as a Jew, and I now, because I know there are other men that seem to feel the same way I do about this, I don't know who came up with this. Now, God supposedly came up with it, but God came up with a lot of really wild stuff. Like, God said slaves were good if you were nice to them.
God said a lot of stuff.
God,
we said.
Didn't he kill the firstborn of a whole? God was very jealous.
Very, very vicious.
He was the only one.
Very selfish.
Right,
very much about himself. But
totally.
It's going back to something you said about being a self-hating Jew. It's kind of like whenever you do something that's outside of the group, quote-unquote norms, then they always feel like they have the right to judge you.
Especially blacks, too.
Yeah, like me marrying a Jewish man, a white man. I've been told I don't love myself. I don't love my people.
You're self-hating.
I'm self-hating.
This is the thing, like, you're self-hating.
And it's kind of like, first of all...
Who the fuck are you...
to judge
blacks,
who the fuck I want to marry?
Or Jews telling other people who they can love. You have no business
Yeah,
doing
it's
this.
just like you're gonna judge a gay or a straight couple. How many straight couples do you know they're fucked up? Their relationships don't work. What makes a person?
But why does somebody care? This is my point. Like you're
Because
walking
they're
through
threatened by it.
Right. You're on.
They're threatened
We're on
by it.
Team Jew. It's like Team Jew. You know, you're not allowed to be critical of Israel if you're a Jew. That is like the biggest sin now. You know, you can't say a negative thing about Israel. But if you question people about that and you go, so basically Israel has been led by Netanyahu for quite some time now. Netanyahu was super close with Trump. I mean, so and he's basically a kind of a, I'll use the word, people don't like it, they don't like me anyway, it doesn't matter. He's kind of a neo-fascist kind of leader, extremely right-wing. So you're on his team now. You're on team Netanyahu.
They don't see
and
that.
you're on
They don't want to see
because
that.
you can't go against the group. The Jews and the blacks.
No, but you're right. And like,
And why are
I
you
can't
saying
say,
no?
I'm saying no.
Meaning
Not
yes.
meaning no, meaning yes, yes.
No meaning
You
yes.
know, it's kind of like when Obama came out here, and then, we all black folks, we had this like savior kind of thing. Oh, he's gonna save us, right? And then shit started to look real funky, right? And very few people, maybe Cornel West, a few people came out and was saying like, something's wrong here, and you got chopped. And it's kind of like you can't say anything about Kamala Harris, but no one remembers her history. What was this woman's job before she was here?
Blacks and Jews are very rough on people who aren't.
We
part
are
of
so
the
rough
consensus.
on each other.
You know, the self-hating Jew, the anti-Semite. You know, people calling anyone who disagrees with your politics, you're anti-Semitic. That's actually very unfair. You know, you have to look at every situation with an open mind. And if you just are on your team, you know, there's it doesn't. I've pointed this out many times on this show. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you're going to be nice in business. The 5 CEOs of the biggest armament companies in the United States are all women. You can be a gay man as a politician and be very politically on the right. You can be a Jewish person and be totally open to kind of fascist Netanyahu kind of shit. So
you
I'm
can
just
be
here to
black
say,
and be the black judge that's on the Supreme Court.
Right,
What's his name?
right,
Mr. Clarence
Ju-
Thomas.
just-
He's black.
Right, he's black. So you know what? But at least,
Please.
but you got to let people be themselves. That's what I'm here to say, Hassan.
Yes.
That is the news.
And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. You didn't play the song. That was the news. Thank you very much. So, yeah.
See who's at the door.
You know, I really didn't know about. You know, whenever we put up a show on YouTube, you got to give them a title. And the last on that show, I just, you know, it was kind of just as a goof. I wasn't really thinking about it. I said that Andrew Yang, if he wins, will he get rid of circumcision? And there's obviously people who are very anti-circumcision out here, and I'm on your side. You anti-circumcision people, you know, I'm with you. I've already been called a self-hating Jew and an anti-Semite because I don't believe that a baby at 8 days, you know, maybe if you do it in the hospital and there's doctors and nurses there, I'd be more open to it. But when you do it with a little baby, and I'll go on, I'm not making this up. When my nephew Harrison had his bris, the rabbi, or they call him a mile, he came in, his hands were shaking like this. His hand. Now, do you want a person whose hands are shaking? You know, your penis is a very important part of who you are. I mean, it's probably, you know, to men, I mean, it's basically the most important thing. And, you know, I'm not saying that's right. Of course, a person's heart and their brain are important. But if you offer to, you know, is it okay to mutilate a child's penis? Based on what? Based on the fact that we've been doing it for thousands of years and it makes us a part of the group? Why couldn't the Jews, like everybody else, have put a tattoo on, like a Jew on your arm, just Jew? Oh, you can't because then you can't get buried in the cemetery. Although I think they've loosened the rules with that now that more and more Jews do get tattooed. But that was an old thing that a Jew would not be able to be buried if he had a tattoo. There's a lot of people don't understand. There's a lot of pressure on you when you're Jewish because the so many thousands of years of people hating you and killing you through pogroms and holocausts. So the Jews are very sensitive, and they've been, pretty abused as a group. But sometimes they go too far if you're in the group and you don't see totally eye to eye with the group. Then you're a self-hating Jew. Now, I'm not saying I'm not a self-hating Jew, because I am a Jew and I have certain self-hatred, but my self-hatred isn't involving stuff like that. Come on in.
The fuck you doing, a therapy class?
Ladies and gentlemen, the artistic director of the Dirty Truth Tellers, the legendary Joe Keys. Joe, how are you?
You sound like you're doing therapy in here.
Well, circumcision, man. They call me
Whoa.
They call me self-hating, man. It was kind of hard, kind of rough.
Whoa. I'm upset, man.
You're upset.
Fuck yeah.
What happened now? Don't get out of the shot.
I'm right here, man. I see myself. Right here. And I'm upset, man. Yeah, I'm J-Lo.
J-Lo, again. She's been dating Ben Affleck.
She had coffee. I can't even say it, man. I'm upset. She had coffee, man, with Mark Anthony.
What is she doing? She's
fuck
doing a
is she
tour,
doing?
like a tour of anybody's dick she ever saw.
What are you saying, man?
Well, Mark Anthony, she was married to him, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Is he circumcised?
Boy, he's Spanish, man.
He could be, could not be. Spanish is 50-50.
Yeah, they could.
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Is he circumcised?
I ain't never seen his dick, man.
Okay.
What are you asking me that shit for?
I was just checking to see, man.
I ain't never seen his dick, man.
Give up on J-Lo, though. You don't make enough money.
I'm giving up on her, man.
All right.
Because I think she needs a man like me.
But you thought the Queen of England needed a man like you.
Oh, I know we talk back and forth, man.
All right. You thought that Wendy Williams needed a man like you.
When did baby, you do need, when did she just, see, I'm not going to tell you, I visit Wendy every now and then.
All right.
I go, man, I put them two titties between my head, man. It's like a fucking sandwich.
Okay.
And she's funny.
All right. I don't find her that funny or attractive.
Well, you don't need to find her.
I'm a self-hating Jew. I'm a self-hating Jew. I'm anti-Semite.
See, that's the shit why people say, because you're going to be whining about that now.
Oh, you say I'm whining?
Now, that was what you thinking.
But that's anti-Semitic. That's anti-Semitic.
And you're all whining, man.
People say Jews whine. Is there any proof that Jews whine?
If anybody just heard you 2 seconds ago, motherfucker.
That's not proof. I'm only one Jew. I don't represent all the Jews, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah, but I'm talking about you right here.
If you think that I represent all the Jews...
Who are you talking to, man?
I'm talking to the camera.
Oh, man, you talk to me.
No, but sometimes if you talk to the camera, it looks deep. Like, it looks like I'm deep.
Ain't nobody buying that shit is deep, man.
I'm here to tell you, I don't represent all the Jews. What else do you have for us?
Well,
do you have anything like a
telling
news
you,
story?
man.
You're a newsman.
You know, I've been in New York my whole life, man. Pretty much my whole life. And I've been through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. But what we getting ready to get, man, I'm sorry. This Eric Adams.
Yeah, he's running for mayor.
Dude running for mayor, right?
He wants to wear his gun.
He's going
to wear his gun. He's an ex-cop.
The stop and frisk.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Now, see, people gonna like that shit because it seems like everything's out of control, right? So you, once again, you stop and you start stopping and frisking, and it allows these people to start to abusing poor people, particularly black people, and especially, who is it? Black men.
Young black men.
Young black men.
And you know what? Eric Adams, because he's a black guy and he was a lieutenant in the NYPD,
yeah,
he can sort of get over, he already has said that he thinks it's a good policing technique, which is why don't vote for Eric Adams.
Yeah.
Don't vote for this guy. Because this is what happened after the crack years in major cities. There was so much crime that black mayors came in and got into stop and frisk. They were just as bad as...
Because they thought that was going to do it.
But now, 30 years afterwards, the police were out of control with stop and frisk, stopping and frisking everybody for nothing. And what's happening in New York, there was a big article, I don't know if you saw this, about Washington Square Park.
Oh, man, I walked
that people are smoking crack and shooting heroin out in the open. Man. That used to be a beautiful park.
I went over there last week, right? I had gotten me a vegan burger, right? So I'm sitting there, man. I said, listen to some tunes, right?
I don't picture you having a vegan burger. I would picture you having a meat burger.
Well, this particular day, I had a vegan burger.
No, I'm just surprised.
You gonna interrupt my fucking story because you can't imagine me.
No, I just can't really imagine
Well,
you.
what's your imagination got to do with my shit?
When I think of you, I think of meat.
Well, stop thinking about me and listen.
Like Arby's. We've got the meat.
I don't fuck around with no goddamn Arby's. I know you do, buddy, but that's fucked up. Let me tell you something, man. I'm sitting there with my vegan burger, right? So I had got the shit all together. Avocado. I love avocado, man.
Yeah, I'm listening.
And I go to bite into it, and all of a sudden, I smell the smell. I know crack, man. These two motherfuckers done sat near me, man. They just, how you doing, brother?
Smoking out in the open.
Just smoking out in the open like that.
Well, the New York Post
crack
took
guy.
pictures of people smoking crack and shooting heroin.
Yeah.
So this is what happens, because now all the people who live around the park, they got a lot of money, so they start bitching, and now the politicians will start once again
Now they're juicing.
ranking up the stop and frisk kind of shit. Now, de Blasio's the mayor now, so until he's gone.
Wait, de Blasio, ain't nobody seen that motherfucker.
He's so pathetic.
When the last time you saw him on the news?
It's better if you don't see him. If you don't see him, that
But
means
I'm
he
asking,
can't.
when
I
did you see him?
I don't remember even. I have no. I don't
The
care.
whole year, I don't think I saw that.
But they're
motherfucker.
going to come now with some hardcore policing again, and Eric Adams is going to be the guy, which is why I am going to make my first endorsement on the Black and the Jew.
Who you endorsing, man?
I am endorsing Andrew Yang for mayor because he will get rid of circumcision.
Yeah, Andrew,
He will get rid of circumcision, and he loves math. He always wears the math thing.
I want that money.
Plus, he's an Asian guy, and I don't know too much about these candidates. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot to know. Not one of them is standing out. But we definitely don't want. There's a few other black people running. You have Maya
Well,
Wiley.
the one that was in the housing thing, he couldn't understand.
No.
He sucks.
You got a rich guy. Maya Wiley she worked for de Blasio though.
Yeah.
So
No, we can't take it.
I'm gonna go on record as saying let's give Andrew Wang a shot. Let's see if Wang will get rid of cutting the Wang. You like that? Wang cutting the Wang?
No.
That was kind of comedy, man.
So just here's my nightmare. Here's my nightmare. We're gonna get what's his name? Giuliani's son gonna be governor, right?
That's not gonna happen.
So let's say we're gonna have him for governor
Yeah.
and Eric Adams.
Oh, that would be brutal. If you get Giuliani's son as governor,
And Eric Adams.
oh my lord,
And they're gonna
get back to.
They'll buy that fucking ticket, man. I'm telling you, it's scary.
No, but Cuomo's what's his name? Giuliani's son is running for governor. There's two different jobs.
I know they're two different jobs, but imagine both of them in the positions.
Giuliani's son is too stupid. He's not going to win. Eric Adams may very well win. The only person who can stop Eric Adams and stop your children from having their penises cut for no reason is Andrew Yang. Plus, he is saying he's going to give us money, just like he was going to give us money. He says he's going to do that.
Well, Jay-Z likes Eric, doesn't he?
No, Jay-Z likes the other guy, black guy, the Wall Street guy.
Wall Street.
Jay-Z tends to like people who have $1 billion or more.
Yeah.
So thank you, Joe. And I hear a knock.
All right.
Let me see who's at the door.
I hope all y'all doing well. I'm telling you, this J-Lo thing got me. If y'all got any suggestions, I would like you to write into it because I'm about to give her up. I can't fuck with this. I mean, she got too many men she dealing with. Like, when is she home doing her laundry? Like, when is J-Lo fucking home? Does she just ever be home? She's always around some goddamn dude. What kind of shit is this? I'm not understanding. Who is it? Man.
It's Steve E.
What's up?
Sports. Joe Keys.
What's up?
How the hell are you, Joe?
Good, man.
Good to see you.
You too,
Good
man.
to see you. Now, I myself, as I'm a member of the tribe. I'm a Jew as well, and
You a clip, man.
I was clipped. Nobody asked my permission. They went
Oh,
down there
fuck.
and they cut it and they punched it
Man.
and they slapped it.
Shit.
Oh no, that was that hooker I paid to do all that stuff.
No,
But
no,
when
no,
I was
no,
very young, somebody got down there and he cut with a scissor and he stuck my schlang. I don't like it, but the Andrew Yang, this guy is gonna be a great mayor if he comes in and...
I can't get over the fact that your dick was cut.
It was cut, and she hit me really hard, this hooker. I told her, you know, give it a little slap.
Not the hooker, motherfucker. You had your dick cut before her.
I had a hooker cut it too. It was called I have a little fetish now, a bris fetish.
You have a bris fetish.
I have a bris fetish. It's like brisket. I have a bris fetish. I go to women and I say, could you do that bris again?
Man, you're spitting and flying everything.
Well, I gotta find my report here.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
What the fuck is the problem?
Hassan wants news. So here we go.
Go ahead.
This isn't a sports story, though. This is
Wait a
something
minute.
that caught my eye.
It's a compassion story, right?
Parents at the posh Dalton school where they pay $55,000 a year to get their kids into kindergarten.
Get the fuck
Think of
out.
that. $55,000 to go to kindergarten. But they're at the Dalton school. Well, the parents got wind that their first graders were being taught sex education lessons that included masturbation.
What?
It seems that there's a woman, she's an educator named Justine Ang Fonte. And she's one of these consultants that come in and they give them a lot of money to talk shit.
Yeah, I know. I heard about this, man.
So she's decided that she's going to teach kids how to masturbate. So one of the little boys said, how come sometimes my penis gets big and points in the air? He said that. Sometimes his penis points in the air like a compass. I love when my penis is pointing in the air.
That shit don't happen.
At my age, my penis is no longer pointing. It's kind of, but it's kind of straight.
Making a U-turn.
But this kid, he's 6.
Oh, yeah, that's
He's
shit.
hard as a rock, this kid. He's like a rock. His dick is like a...
State building.
It's like, he didn't even get it cut, I don't think.
No. Unless he's Jewish.
And then he said, sometimes I touch my penis, and it feels good. So this Miss Fonte said that, any girls here? And this girl said, sometimes when I'm in my bath, and my mom puts me to bed, I like to touch my vulva.
What her claw?
That's a vulva. A vulva is like a vagina, I guess.
You mean the pussy part?
Fonte reassured parents that she does not use the word masturbation, but that she teaches kids not to touch themselves in public. She explains to them that it's okay to whack it off when you're in your bed by yourself looking at porn. No, she didn't say that. I'm saying that. But in public, she explains to them that you don't touch your thing in public.
So this is a first grader.
And she wants them to know the names, like penis, vagina, because...
Let me ask you something, man. When you was in first grade, did you know, your teacher tell you, okay, this is your heart, this is your lungs?
No, my teacher didn't tell me anything. But you know what, Joe? I thought about this. At first, I was thinking that the parents were wrong to bitch. And then I started thinking, you know what? I think that the way human beings act sexually, how fucked up we are, maybe we need this kind of teaching when we're really young so that we know how to behave. Because I used to touch my dick in public when I was like 18, 19. I got arrested once on the subway.
Ain't nobody told you that shit.
Nobody told me it was wrong. I got an itch. I touched it and this lady said I was masturbating in front of her.
How long were you itching?
3 minutes. Nothing
that's
long.
not
Not long.
Nah,
So, but to me, I think maybe it's a good thing to teach kids sex ed in school. This way they'll be more ready to do the shit
But see,
right.
You're going back, man. It's the religious stuff is in there. If you are being taught in one group, right, that you got to be a virgin, and you saving your shit for your man.
Who does that these days? Does anybody still a virgin?
But I'm saying, they don't want you knowing you got a clit.
Let me tell you something. I didn't know they even had clits. For many years, women would say...
If they would have told you.
They should have told me.
If your mother said, look, here's a clit.
It didn't have to be my mother. Couldn't it have been the girl next door that showed me her clit? My mother showing me her clit would have been a little wrong, but...
Maybe that would have been wrong, but let's see.
Unless my mother was J-Lo.
Yeah, but I don't think J-Lo's son wants to see
Nah, nobody wants to see their mother's clit. Nobody. Well, maybe a few guys. A guy from, what's his name, from that hotel.
What's wrong with your voice, man?
Got emotional again. I get emotional when I come on this show, but I gotta see, because
we're talking about a first grader. Should we educate them in this world?
Sex ed!
We need to educate.
Let me find out from Andrew
We need
Yang.
to.
Andrew,
Should
we be teaching children about vulvas and penises standing up
And the
like
skin
rocks?
clip.
Andrew Yang, I want you
We'll
to come
follow
on our
your
show.
curriculum.
Come on this show.
That's right.
I gotta go because the time.
Okay.
All right? I am Stevie Sports for the Dirty Truth Tellers.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Man, he yells so fucking much all the time. It just messes with my ear, man, when he talks.
What's the matter?
Oh, Stevie was yelling.
Stevie
and
is hard of
screaming.
hearing, man. He used to wear a hearing aid. He doesn't
Why
talk
don't they
loud.
wear one?
Because he's explaining to me that when a woman sees you with a hearing aid and you're circumcised, they don't get wet. It's a problem.
Well, you shouldn't have one that big, man. They
You know,
make shit so
now they
low.
got like cool ones, like you don't see it.
Look,
but he
I
used to
gotta
have one
go,
of them big
man.
ones.
I got a date tonight.
Really? With who?
My CVS girl, Arlene.
Okay. Have a good time. Does she get discount rubbers from there?
At all shit discount, man.
Wow.
I get all my shit discount.
Don't
man.
say that, man. You know, CVS,
No, she ain't doing nothing wrong.
they're big Trump supporters. Did you know that?
She's not.
No, but CVS, they gave a lot of money to Trump.
Yeah, I know. We talk about it.
The legendary, the great Joe
Yeah,
Keys.
she bring me my milk. They got milk there, man.
You got milk from CVS. They got everything there.
Every fucking.
They don't sell cigarettes, though. Remember, they were the
Nah,
first
get my
one.
oatmeal, man. She gets all that shit.
They got beer. I see they got beer, but
All
you
my
can't buy one. You got to buy a whole
My
six-pack.
refrigerator full. CVS.
CVS.
All my spices.
Condoms. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
The great
See you
Joe
later.
Keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I heard about that story about the kids at the Dalton School. What I find amazing is that they pay $55,000 a year to go to kindergarten. But you know, hey, rich people got money, poor people got nothing. That's America. That's what makes us special. That's what makes us exceptional. That some people have money to burn. They go to hockey games, a playoff ticket. My sister went to a hockey playoff game. Her tickets were over $200-something a ticket, not even for great seats. So there's, you know, this is America, and then there are other people eating out of garbage pails. But what interests me is that if you put circumcision in the title of your YouTube show, it will get you more attention. It's hard to expand your audience on YouTube because nobody knows you're on YouTube. There's like billions of shows. So I don't know how that algorithm thing works, but obviously somebody even wrote me today from England. He wrote that he doesn't think Wang has the courage to do it, but I'm thinking like somebody from England is, you know, that's so the algorithms somehow pick up circumcision.
Yes.
They pick up things. I don't understand the whole algorithm thing, but whatever it is, you know, if circumcision sells, we will be doing circumcision shows. Maybe this is what we need. We need a theme that gets us like a niche. Maybe we can be like an anti-circumcision show. You think there's a market for that?
How far is that going to go?
I mean, we got like 4 people that wrote me this week. That's a lot, you know.
How far is that going to go?
Anti-circumcision.
Yeah.
How about
It's not going to go very far, man.
I like that kid that said his dick stood up like, you know.
Well, I guess when you're...
Remind you of anyone?
You, Steve. Only you.
She great. I love this so much. You know, and we're a self-hating Jew and a self-hating black, and we know a lot of you Jews and blacks find this bothersome. You know, you Jewish girls that you weren't giving me pussy anyway, but for some reason this bothers you. And black
And
guys,
I was too dark.
You know, were they giving it to you? Black guys in the street, like they weren't like, you know, like when you walk with me, they say things to you. They weren't saying things.
No, they say things to you like, "Thanks, brother."
Yeah, you know. So here we are, and you know. That's the dirty truth tellers for today.
Yes, and we're always going to tell the truth.
And we're not.
I just want to say something. You know, people have said to us that, you know, you guys are radical. You could be so much deeper. And the thing is, when you're dealing with these very radical motherfuckers in the White House, right? You think that if you don't approach them with a fierceness at the same level that they're not kidding. They want to make America back to what it was.
Who are we talking about now?
I'm talking about the people who are the Republicans that are running things right now. The extreme.
The Nazis, you talking about?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
But people feel like...
But they're not in the White House, so you're a little confused.
No, don't think there's not someone in there that's not, Steve. That's insane if you don't think that there's someone in the White House that doesn't have that mentality right now.
But they're not in the White House. Biden is in the White House.
I understand.
You see the passion?
I understand. And if you even think there's not one in there right now, you're crazy. These fucking kisses aren't impressing me. Okay, they're all over the place, just like we are. And no, I have a clue of what I'm saying.
Anyone who knows,
you don't want to hear it, but I have a clue.
Anyone who knows Andrew Yang, tell him that he's got an endorsement from Epstein and Hassan, the dirty truth tellers.
I'm not doing a show talking about fucking skin being cutting off cocks all the time, okay? That'll go maybe 4 or 5 times and that's it.
All right, we're Epstein and Hassan, and don't go anywhere. The Jackies have something to say.
I bet they do.
We don't have dicks.
What is this thing about the skin on, the skin off, the
It's almost like you're in. Remember
Jesus
when you went to the fish market,
Christ.
they would say heads on, heads off.
What's the big deal? I've seen a dick. What's the big deal? The shit comes out of
The
it.
Jews make a big deal. They cut the dick.
Oh my God.
The baby's 8 days old.
Fucking humans.
It's the 2nd week on Earth,
And you're gonna cut it.
and they torture his dick. I mean, what the hell is that about? Why can't they just cut his finger and
Why
make him
can't
a
they
Jew?
just leave his dick alone?
Exactly, but he has to be part of Team Jew.
Can they just, he's already in the team, now they have to
Now
cut
they
his
gotta
dick?
cut it so he proves it.
The fuck is wrong with this?
Years ago, that if the baby cried, they would laugh at him. Oh, look at the Jew crying because his dick got cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you gotta be macho when they cut
See,
your
the
dick.
Jackies, we don't have bodies, so we don't have to deal with the cutting the shit off.
And Joe Keys, he comes on the show, has nothing to say. He just has, I'm having a date. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Who's dating him?
Hey, I think he's dating a lot of people, man.
Some girl that works at CVS.
Who's dating you?
I don't need a date.
You can't get one.
I don't want one.
Oh, what would you do if you had one? You don't have a dick.
I don't have a dick, but I didn't have a circumcision.
You don't have a dick.
So I'm uncut.
You don't have a dick.
I'm uncut.
Yeah.
Fuck Niels. And fuck circumcision. Long live Andrew Wang.